afternoon, and what a pleasure it is to be here at Javits Center, New York City, New York, USA, as we welcome you to the Fanatics Fest 2005 and this very special press conference for what will prove to be the fight of the decade. Champion versus champion. Two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world are going to go at it on September 13th in Las Vegas, and it will be broadcast exclusively live on Netflix. And it's all brought to you by Riyadh Season, Sella, and TKO. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the champions. Well, you know what? I think there's only one way to start off meeting the champions. Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world who are going to love this fight on September 13th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first the challenger. He comes to us from Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and brings a perfect professional record consisting of 41 fights, 41 victories, 31 big wins by knockout. He is the only fighter in boxing history during the four-belt era to become undisputed champion in two different divisions. He's the former lightweight world champion, former undisputed super lightweight world champion, former undisputed welterweight champion, and now the current super welterweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, ranked by many as pound for pound the best fighter in the world today, he is the undefeated, four-time, four-division champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford! There he is. Four-time champion. And on September 13th in Las Vegas, his opponent will come to the ring as a man recognized for a decade as being pound for pound among the best in the world. His professional record, 67 fights, 63 victories, 39 big wins by knockout, 2 defeats, 2 draws. He's the former middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, former super welterweight world champion, and now the reigning and defending undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Jalisco, Guadalajara, Mexico, Saúl Canelo Bud. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring 2 gentlemen up to the stage at this time. First of all, the managing director of Sella, please welcome Dr. Rakan. And with the doctor, a pleasure to introduce the chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and the Saudi Boxing Federation, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome His Excellency here, I'd like to add something that fight fans really appreciate. Over the last year and a half, now we all realize one of the great things in the world of boxing is to have an undisputed world champion. And His Excellency has spearheaded 6 world championship fights for the undisputed title, including this one coming up over the past year and a half. It's a fight fan's dream. Thank you very much, Excellency.
Hello, everyone. In the beginning, I want to thank the Crown Prince, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, to the support of the Saudi Boxing Federation and GIA and Riyadh season. I want to thank my partner, Dr. Akam from Silla. I want to thank the 2 legends, Crawford and Canelo. Finally, it's happened. And we are happy because you are happy. And now in Netflix, because of one man who's convinced me to do something like this, we have him here. Please welcome Mr. Nick Khan from TKO WWE. I have now my brother behind the stage. He will come and continue this conference. I want to thank Bella from Netflix. I give her a tough time. She must understand I am with her and I support her. Sorry to delay this conference from the 16th of May until now for technical issue, but she must understand I do this deal for her and for Nick Khan. We have on the table two big, I don't hear you, but I will continue. 2 big platforms with big contracts, but we prefer Netflix because Netflix is the biggest platform in the world. I am sure this is the beginning of big relationship, and I promise you to deliver more and more big fights in the future. And I need you to understand, we have at the table the most expensive boxing contract ever happened before. I will not allow the numbers, but I will leave it to the legend and the fighters. And now I will give the flag of the conference to my brother and dear friend, Dana White.
What's up, New York? Thanks for coming out today. We appreciate it. All right, let's get this started. Who's got the first question? Who's got the first question? Go ahead.
Canelo, Jerry Martinez with Fight Hub TV. This would be a question for Canelo and Crawford. Canelo, always a big question. Why Crawford? Obviously, there's always more. There's other fights that people want for you. So why Crawford? You know, you mentioned before that Crawford was in your radar. The question for you, Crawford, would be: obviously, there's a bonus now for a knockout. Are you going to be looking for that bonus? If so, in what style?
You know, he's one of the great fighters in the last years. Obviously, he's a great fighter. That's why champion. And my brother Turki Alashi asking so much for this fight, so we are here, and I think it's a good fight for the fans.
I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got, and I'm gonna take it come September 13th.
For Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, your coach, Eddie Reynoso, he's one of the best ever to do it. What's the biggest thing you've learned from Coach Eddie?
Can you ask again, please?
Coach Eddie Reynoso is one of the best coaches to ever do it. What have you learned from him in preparation for this fight?
Oh, I learned everything. Eddie is one of the best. He's the best trainer in the world. And he have everything. He always try to learn something new. And, you know, we're going to prepare ourselves just especially for Crawford. We know he's a great fighter, but we're ready. We're ready to do it.
And question for Terence Crawford. You and Canelo are some of the best boxers in the world and in this generation. If you win against Canelo, where would you rank yourself among the list of greatest of all time?
When I win, I'm gonna be at the top. Facts. When I win.
Who else? You going again? Yeah.
This was for you, Dana. Everybody's shocked, obviously, that this opportunity came really quick, obviously, with your promotions coming in with Turkey. How does it feel having these two great fighters, obviously going to be Hall of Famers, to promote this event for in September?
Yeah, obviously it's incredible. I wouldn't be where I am today without the sport of boxing. I've always loved the sport of boxing, and for this to be the first fight that I ever promote in boxing, it's incredible. It's an unbelievable experience.
Question over here for Crawford. A few days ago in Riyadh, you had said that you weren't getting those big career legacy-defining fights. How confident are you that a victory over Canelo would put you up there with those all-time greats and give you maybe that satisfaction that you think you deserve at this stage of your career?
I'm very confident. Everything's happening on God time. There's a reason why I wasn't getting those big fights, because God was preparing me for this moment right here. And this is my time.
And question for Canelo. Canelo, obviously you fought some of the all-time greats. Where would this victory stack up against some of the other ones that you've earned? And where would Terence Crawford fall within your resume? How do you feel?
Oh, I feel great. It's going to be one of my best victories in my career, obviously. He's a great fighter. He's a legend. But, it's going to be good for my books.
Go ahead, sir.
Dana, you followed boxing so closely for decades. What is it about what Turkey was doing that brought you to the table to invest so deeply your time into boxing?
What's the question?
What about what Turkey is doing? What about it that brought you so closely back into boxing?
Yeah, none of this happens without Turkey. Turkey's been able to make fights that nobody could ever make, including this one. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime fight. This is the fight that people would have been talking about 10 years from now, wishing that it happened. It wouldn't have happened without him. And obviously the Crown Prince, it's amazing what these guys are doing.
And for Canelo, with the kind of synergy with WWE and Nick Khan, building a relationship with him, is there a chance we see some cross-promotional appearances in WWE?
We're talking about it. Maybe you will see me in the WWE some point.
Go ahead.
Ryan Shepard for Def Pen Media. My question is for Terence Crawford. But when you were here in New York leading into the Errol Spence fight, you said, I can assure you, you're going to walk away and say, Terence Crawford is special. You're going to mark me down as one of the greatest of all time. When you visualize this fight and when people walk away, what do you want them to say?
Well, I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they're going to cry when they go home. They're gonna cry.
Go ahead.
I just found out what the sign language means for cry. So. Dana, I'm from the UFC world. You're bringing me over to the boxing world. I appreciate everything you've done for combat sports. What does it mean? How does it feel to you to be one of the masterminds in what could be the most viewed fight in combat sports history?
Yeah. I've always had this theory that if you put on two fights, if you can get people to stay home on a Saturday night, you put on two great fights the same night. We have UFC Noche that night, and I know there's a lot of questions about this. The main cards will not cross over. You'll be able to watch one right into the other. So to be a part of a historic night on Mexican Independence Day, it's I love it. I feel very blessed to be here. Thanks, Sheikh Turkey and both the fighters up here. It's going to be a great night, historic night of fighting.
And thank you, Turkey, and thank you, guys. Bud, one question. What can people expect on Saturday, September the 13th? You're looking beefy, you're looking brolic. What can they expect come September?
Listen, I'm all about making history. I was the first two-time undisputed champion of the world, and I can assure you I'm going to be the first three-time undisputed champion of the world.
Go ahead.
Dan Canobio with Inside Boxing Live. These questions for both fighters. We've seen some photos come out of you guys eating together, kind of joking around. The interview with Piers Morgan was very friendly. Can you explain to fans out there that it is a gentleman's sport? Is there animosity, and what could you make of some criticism like, oh, these guys look like they're friends?
Well, listen, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I respect Canelo, just like I respect every one of my other opponents before Canelo. But once it get close to that time, you know what I mean, it's time to go to work, you know? And when we go to work, y'all know what comes after that.
Yeah, you hear that. You know, we are professionals. And when we step in the ring, it's going to be different.
Go ahead, sir.
Canelo en español, para toda la gente que está aquí que habla español, platícanos qué se siente y cuál va a ser lo más difícil de enfrentar a Crawford, and later for Crawford. What do you feel that you need to go up 2 divisions for this fight?
Hold on before you answer. Go ahead, translate.
For all these people here from the Spanish crowd, how difficult is this for the preparation, and what do you expect?
No, obviamente Crawford es un gran peleador, por eso está aquí ahora como mi oponente, pero lo que sabemos hacer, entrenar al 100%, enfocarnos en Crawford y ganar y que sea un gran triunfo para México.
Obviously, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. That's the reason why he's fighting me. That's the reason why we're facing each other. But that's what we do. What we got to do. What we always do is go to 100%, always training, and it's going to be a great triumph for Mexico.
Go ahead. Who's next? Nobody else? Is that it? Where's Lene?
We have one more.
Good? All right.
Last question, Dave.
I want to bring up the first member of our broadcast team. He is the best boxing analyst in the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Kellerman.
All right, so I know you guys are excited about this fight, but I don't think you understand what a big deal it is. This is a perfect storm, First of all, Turki Al-Sheikh, we're lucky he happens to be a boxing fan. None of this happens if he doesn't happen to be a boxing fan. It's just none of us are here. Nick Khan, the best in the business. Dana White is the greatest combat sports promoter of my lifetime. And it's his first ever boxing promotion. So that's who's behind what you're going to see. You know who's the best pound for pound fighter in the world? The most recent one. Bud Crawford. Apologies to the monster and Usyk. Bud Crawford has my vote for best pound for pound. Who was the best pound for pound before Bud? Canelo Alvarez, universally recognized that way. But it's not just these two guys, the last two best pound for pound fighters in the world. There haven't been that many. Before Canelo, who do you have before Canelo? Floyd or Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. Before, you could take the lineage back. There have only been, I don't know, 25 or 30 fighters who ever lived who you said that's the best pound for pound fighter in the world. These are two of them, the last two. And they're going to fight in Las Vegas on September 13th. Canelo is 62-2 with 2 draws, 62-2. So was Marvin Hagler when Sugar Ray Leonard moved up to fight him, and they produced one of the biggest spectacles in the history of boxing. This fight is a perfect storm. I could not be more excited to be a part of it. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you guys some questions, if you don't mind. But I'm going to start with you. Why are you jumping up and skipping a division? You just got to junior middleweight. You were given the best fight of your career at junior middleweight by Madrimov. Who gave you a tougher fight than Madrimov? Stop that. And now you're... Who? Someone gave you a tougher fight than Madrimov?
Listen, if y'all thought that was a tough fight, then woof.
Well, you've been beating the hell out of most guys you've ever fought. He gave you a good fight. Now you're skipping middleweight. No rehydration clause, nothing like that, to move up to fight a guy who has dominated that weight class for a decade, or weight classes for a decade. Why do it this way?
Why not? I always say, why not? You know, all the greats do things that people think that's impossible. You know, so within myself, I have the confidence, the skills. I got all the tools to beat Canelo. So why not?
Canelo, you are right now El Gran Campeón Mexico, right? Like, you are the guy. Richard, good to see you. And Mexico has produced some of the greatest champions in boxing history, including Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, and on and on. If you beat Terence Crawford in this fight, or is it on the line the greatest champion in the history of Mexico? Is that on the line in this fight?
You know what? I don't know. Let's see when I retire where I'm going to be in the list. But for sure, I will beat Terence Crawford, no matter what. I don't look in like I'm going to be the greatest Mexican ever. I don't say that. I think my numbers is going to talk when I retire.
For someone who hasn't been during that September weekend to Vegas for a Canelo fight, why should they come out for this one?
You know, it's going to be one of the greatest fighters ever, for sure. And that night is very special. All around this fight is special, and I think they don't want to miss this fight.
You spent a lot of your career early on as a counterpuncher. You used to go to the ropes, and these guys, when you were a teenager, and these grown men would come at you, and you'd box the hell out of them and knock them out. But recently, the last bunch of years, guys have been running from you, and you've had to chase them. What are you prepared to do against Terence Crawford? How do you think he's going to fight you?
Everything. I don't know. I don't know what fight he's gonna make, but you know, I'm gonna prepare myself for every style he brings. I hope he brings a good style to make a good fight for the people. That's what I want. If not, I'm gonna do my best to win in every way.
You hear when he says make a good fight for the people, Terence, he's saying he hopes you don't run. And Turkey has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen,
Turkey, you need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the.
The only, hey Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
Canelo, I mentioned Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler earlier. Hagler also fought a great lightweight champion before he fought Sugar Ray, Roberto Duran, and Duran didn't run. They fought in close for 15 rounds, and it was a close fight. Do you think he can do that? Do you think he can bring it to you?
We'll see. We need to try, right, to see what is going to happen. But for sure, it's going to be different, way different.
All right. All I can tell you is it is the perfect storm of a fight. The fights like this, I know Dana said it's once in a lifetime. Legitimately, a fight like this comes around once every decade or so. By the way, Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in 1978. 90 million people watched the fight live on ABC because back then it was broadcast in primetime by a huge platform. Nothing has come close since then. Nothing. Even if you say Mayweather-Pacquiao, they did 4 million pay-per-views, incredible. Even if 5 people per set are watching, it's 20 million people. But this platform, Netflix, they showed you not long ago with a fight that was not like this, 100 million people watch it. This will be, it's safe to say, the most watched prize fight, more eyeballs on it than any fight in almost 50 years, in almost half a century. So I would say that it is a once-in-a-lifetime fight, except, Turkey, I'm sure that there will be more like it in the not-too-distant future. You keep making all the fights. The rematch, right. September 13th, Las Vegas, Nevada. I cannot wait for this one. By the way, live on Netflix, if you have Netflix, which everyone does, you don't have to, you know, there's nothing, it's not pay-per-view, you don't have, that's it, you got it already. 300 million plus people. And now, before we get out of here, Dana, you're gonna face the fighters off.